muddy roads and heavy days. When the flood came down and the sky turned gray, we held on tight and found our way. It ain't just steel and smoke and gears, it's the sound of hope in our small town cheers. Pulling ain't just a game, it's rising strong through loss and pain. It's grit, it's grace, it's every name. We called on when the skies brought rain, so we lean on each other, lean on God above, with gratitude and unshakable love. And no matter how tough the pull, we keep pulling together. From Rock Valley fields to Texas plains, we know the sound of heartbreak's name. But when one falls, we all reach in, a helping hand, a fight to win. 'Cause faith runs deeper than the flood, and hope grows stronger out the mud. Pulling ain't just a game, it's rising strong through loss and pain. It's grit, it's grace, it's every name. We called on when the skies brought rain, so we lean on each other, lean on God above, with gratitude and unshakable love. And no matter how tough the pull, we keep pulling together. Tractor pulling ain't just a game, it's rising strong through wind and flame. It's grit, it's grace, it's every name. We carry with us through the strain. We lean on each other, lean on God above, with gratitude and unshakable love. And no matter how tough the pull, we keep pulling. We keep pulling. We keep pulling together.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you look towards the starting line, the Rock Valley American Legion 3, 2, 1 will be posting the colors. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to recognize all of the veterans in the crowd tonight. If you're a veteran, please raise your hand. If you're currently serving, please raise your hand. Keep them up there if you can, ladies and gentlemen. Police officers, firefighters, first responders, please raise your hand out there. Rock Valley, Iowa, give these folks a round of applause. We owe them a great deal of gratitude. They make this country safe. They make our community safe so we can live our lives, and they put their lives on the line each day for us, so thank you very much. At this time, we would like to introduce the COO of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pullers for the prayer, Mr. Kyle.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful day that you have given us. we ask that you look over this pole, you look over the competitors, you look over the track officials and all the staff. Lord, we just pray that you keep them all safe. And at the end of the night, we ask that you help return everybody home safe and sound. In the Lord's name we pray. Amen.
At this time, if you'll please remain standing. Performing our national anthem this evening from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Miss Tracy Lindner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, gentlemen. Once again, Rock Valley American Legion, post 321. Thank you, gentlemen, for your service. I'm waiting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's kick the tires and light the fires. Rock Valley, are you ready? Let's do this thing. My name is Ron Stone. I'll be one half of your announcing team this evening. I'm sorry, 1/3 of the announcing team this evening. Another third is Mr. Dan Mayer. Dan Mayer, say something to the folks.
Well, thanks very much, Ron Stone. Glad to be back here in Thunder in the Valley. First time I had the opportunity to be out here, and we saw some great action last night. And we are no doubt about it. We're going to see some great action here once again here tonight. And, of course, down trackside there, down at the end of the track doing our winner's circle interviews, will be Mr. Mike Idle. Mike, take it away down there.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going pulling in Rock Valley, Iowa. We're going to be giving out some rock awards tonight, as well as, I believe, 14 individual awards. Hey, Ron, Dan, how many total vehicles are going down the track tonight? 140 or so?
I counted 151 on the app, Mike, 151. So we got a big show lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, this track last night was amazing, of course, until Mother Nature came in and kind of poo-pooed on our party here late in the evening. We had one class of tractors left and 3 two-wheel drives left before the rain made the track too slick. But before that happened, there was gobs of traction. This is a horsepower track. You're going to see an awesome show here tonight. I hope you're ready.
Well, Ron, we hear the first of the engines fired up down there trackside. Rock Valley, are you ready to go? Here tonight, we need to hear ya.
All right, this class right here, 3,200 RPM Superfield. This is going to be the closest thing you see tonight to an out-of-field tractor. 3,200 RPM limit, 8,200 pounds, Superfield. Joseph Meyer, the Midnight Rider out of Hull, Iowa, starting us off. All right, good job, Joseph Meyer. Now we'll see if he wants to keep that hook. Remember, as the night goes on, at the start of each class, the first puller of each class has the option of keeping that first pass or dropping it, deleting it, if you will, and coming back in the 6th position to try it again. We do that. That first puller is at a disadvantage because everybody gets to see how he pulls, and then they can pull their tractor or truck according to how that first pull went.
All right, fans, so double track action here tonight as we take a look over on our east track. We're going to have the naturally aspirated two ready to here. And Farmer's Daughter out of Bennett will be our first hook up here. Our naturally aspirated two-wheel drive, 6,200 pounds, maximum weight of the trucks. Casey Hoesi will get us started here as our test puller here tonight. Good-looking C-cab ready to go. So it's a Village Town with the Midnight Mistress, our number one hook in that class here tonight. The Midnight Mistress out of Dodge, Nebraska, getting us started. Our test puller over on the naturally aspirated two-wheel drive side. 6,200 pounds, fans, and that is a maximum weight. Tractor and truck pulling, the only motorsport where weight is an advantage. 100 pounds for that class here as we'll take a look here at our lineup. And we have got a dozen of them ready to put on a show for you here tonight over on the East Track here in Thunder in the Valley.
Case IH, built by farmers. Case IH isn't just built by farmers, it's sold, supported, and serviced by them too. The men and women at your local Case IH dealership understands what it takes to overcome the challenges of farming because they do it every day just like you do, which means they're the right people to help you find the equipment you need. Stop by and meet our farmers today or visit builtbyfarmers.com to learn more. Built by farmers, Case IH.
Check. There we go. The Midnight Mistress, 323.09 the distance, and he is happy with that run. So officially, fans, we are underway over on the naturally aspirated two-wheel drive side.
285.30 for Joseph Meyer over here on the 3200 Superfield side. 285.30. The rum runner of Mark Reardon, St. Edward, Nebraska, taking a shot. You can see he did not get the front part of the sled past that Schaefer oil barrel with the checkered flag sticking out. That's a reference point to keep in mind, folks. The front part of the sled is the measurable part of the sled. If we were using a tape measure and a stick out there, that's where we'd measure from the front part of that sled.
All right, fans, back over on the two-wheel drive side. We've got Casey Hoesi, the farmer's daughter, going to be up next here. Where's all the ladies tonight? Come on, ladies. Let's cheer her on. 323.09, the mark she's got to beat here in our naturally aspirated two-wheel drive class. First hook in the class, Tola Tomka took that run at 323.09. Test puller here tonight. So that was his option. He had to take that run, and we are underway as we get ready for the Ford out of Nebraska. All right, fans, so we see a little bit of smoke there out of the engine compartment there for Casey Hoyts. He with the out of Nebraska as she makes her run here. Looks like going to be a little bit short of taking over that number one spot here as we get a distance in here of 253.06. So 253.06 the distance.
273.24 for Mark Reardon. 273.24 for the Rum Runner. David Peterson up now. Like father, like son, out of Arlington, Nebraska.
So once again, over on the two-wheel drive side, 253.06, 253.06 for the Farmer's Daughter and Casey O'Hensey here tonight.
David Peterson, like father, like son, got pretty close to that barrel. I don't think he got past it, though. Had to beat 285.30.
Hometown truck right there. Let's give a nice round of applause. Terry Van Beek and the slightly from right here in Raleigh. And definitely going to shake the order up right there. We'll see what the distance comes up here. Had to go better than 3:23.09 to take over that number one spot here.
Yeah, I stand corrected over here on my side. Dan, I thought David Peterson did not catch Joseph Meyer, but yet he did get past him. 289.03, like father, like son, in the lead over here on the Superfield tractor side.
All right, so the slightly twisted of Terry Van Beek goes 307.40, 307.40. So not good enough for that number two spot. You see up on our big screen down at the end of the track, we got the leaderboard up there with our top three distances right now in the naturally aspirated two-wheel drive. Is once again we got a field of 12 here tonight to get us started over on the east track.
Next puller coming up here on the 3200 Superfield side, defending points champ Gary Cavanaugh, the Red Edge 2 out of Laurel, Nebraska. Coming off a win a couple nights ago over in Concord, Nebraska. This is our defending points champ here. Very tough team to beat in this Superfield class. Tyler Franken, you're on deck. Big thanks to Organics Midwest. Replenish soil health and the yield will follow. Organics Midwest will help you get there with Bio 800 Plus. Healthy soil is the foundation for productive, sustainable agriculture, and managing for soil health allows producers to work with the land, not against it. Check them out at organicsmidwest.com. Here we go. We're going to go tractor pulling here. Gary Cavanaugh got to beat 289.03 to take the lead. Oh, going to be close. Going to be close.
All right, fans, over on the two-wheel drive side, we should have Josh O'Hensey driving the Thunderstruck here tonight out of Bennett, Nebraska. Now this truck currently number one here in the points. All right, looks like the truck going to come up a little bit short here. The Ford out of Bennett, Nebraska here tonight. Looks a little bit like the old Bluebacks in the days gone by.
David Peterson very well may be the giant killer here in this 3,200 RPM class as Gary Cavanaugh comes up short. Cavanaugh moves into the number two spot here with the Red Edge 2. And Peterson, like father, like son, number one right now. Several more good tractors to go yet, but that It's a good day when you can knock off Larry Cavanaugh out of that 3200 super field class. That tractor has been super dominant the last 3 or 4 years.
So over on the two-wheel drive side, we get a distance in of 261. Distance there for the Thunderstruck. Tonight driven by Josh O'Hensey out of Bennett, Nebraska. We'll put him in that number 3 spot right now. Of course, leading the way, our number 1 hook there, the Midnight Mistress. And Tolich Tomka out of Dodge, Nebraska, our current leader. As we roll on through the operated two-wheel drives.
Your engine's performance is always what matters most. The folks at Schaefer's believe what you put in your engine matters. Using advanced additive Schaefer synthetic oils provide strong engine durability and fuel economy benefits, allowing you to maximize your equipment's performance and return on investment. Schaefer's oils deliver results you can depend on, more productivity while reducing costs and downtime. See for yourself what others already know. Everything runs more smoothly and goes further with Schaefer specialized lubricants. Learn more at SchaeferOil.com. Better yet, stop by the Schaefer Oil tent back there behind the big screen and have a chat with Schaefer Dave. He'd love to chat with you about why you should make the switch to Schaefer Oil.
Right, it's update over on the two-wheel drive side. The number 1 truck they're driven, the Midnight Mistress truck, is driven by Mitch Tomka here. Mitch Tomka, and he is currently leading at 323.09. So just an update there on the driver.
Tyler Franken getting ready to go here on the Superfield side. He's from Sioux Center, Iowa. ACCO tractor called She Said No. The old AGCO of Tyler Franken going to come up short. You can see that Schaefer oil barrel out there to the right. Just about reach out and grab it, but he couldn't get past it.
All right, fans, early 70 model Chevrolet on the start line, two-wheel drive side. As we've got the running wild, Luke Renner. Now this truck finished up number 2 last night, currently sitting number 2 in the national points. Needs to go better than 323.09 to take over. Oh, yeah. Where's my Chevy fans tonight? Come on, let's hear ya. That spot running wild. So we will hear just how far he goes here in the two-wheel drive class. Now the mark to beat was 323.09, and he will come in here at 340.88. We've got ourselves a new leader.
Over here on the Superfield side, Tyler Franken, She Said No, pulled up short at 279.05. Once again, the distance to beat there is 289.03. David Peterson, like father, like son, still hanging on to the top spot. Frosted Frog keeps you chill in any situation. And Frosted Frog, we specialize in keeping things chill no matter the setting. Frosted Frog's lineup of insulated coolers and tumblers were designed not just for any ordinary outing. They're crafted from the highest quality materials to ensure your food and drink stay cold and refreshing for hours on end. Frosted Frog is committed to enhancing your outdoor and everyday beverage experiences. Find out more at FrostedFrog.com, the official cooler of the Outlaws.
All right, fans, great there we saw Luke Renner as he took over that number 1 spot.
Kevin Krager, bullheaded out of Ida Grove, Iowa, getting ready to go here on the Superfield tractor side as he rolls the slack out of the chain. He knows he's got to get past 289.03 to take the lead. Calls his tractor bullheaded. Not going to get there, but hey, we're looking at El Camino on the other side, Dan.
Yeah, early 72 El Camino on the start line right there, fans, as we take a look here at the Ragin' Red. Now, this comes to us out of Haywarden, Iowa here tonight. So 72 El Camino. We just saw the early 70s Chevrolet take over that number one spot. That's C10. So let's see what the El Camino's got for us.
Got 279.39 on the tractor side, 279.39.
All right, wheels up there for Ragin' Red here tonight. Now, fans, we got to make an announcement. Whoever has got the livestock truck parked up there on the road over on side, we're going to need you to move that rig up on top of the hill, and they said they'll find a parking spot for you. So whoever's got that rig across the street there, that livestock rig, you can please move that up on top of the hill, and they will find a parking spot for you, please. So please thank you.
Whiffles Hybrids, a U.S. family farm-owned company, has partnered with the Outlaws this season, bringing 75 years of tradition and independence in the seed business. Whiffles Hybrids began in 1946 in Atkinson, Illinois, focusing solely and intensely on corn. The result, a level of performance uncommon in the seed business. The vision that launched their seed business in 46 still guides Whiffles Hybrids today. Since that time, Whiffles Hybrids remains relentlessly focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's developing top-performing corn products that yield better for farmers all across the corn belt. Find out more at Whiffles.com. And watch for that Whiffles winning distance this weekend, the longest pull of the weekend. The Whiffles winning distance gets a one-of-a-kind Whiffles Hybrids Frosted Frog cooler.
All right, fans, so over on the two-wheel drive side, distance for Ragin' Red, and Aaron Deckers goes 300.8. 300 distance there, and number 4 spot here tonight for the El Camino. So looks like next up we'll go to South Dakota here with Matt Phelps and the dirt truck out of Madison, South Dakota. Now this was our big winner 1 week ago, and right there in contention for the Rock here this weekend.
Here comes Casey Asmus, the Deer Cruiser. Oh, usually a tough competitor in this class. He's going to come up short. A little hope for the John Deere folks. Not going to get there. .23.
All right, here we go. The dirt and Matt Phelps up next. Two-wheel drive. Our defending winner. Well, looking for wins here in that wheel drive. And let's see what the distance comes up for Matt Phelps here tonight. As, like you say, he'd like to
Dan, don't forget, since we have 3 sessions here, we're actually giving away 4 Rock Awards tonight. Since last night's session, 4 classes that competed last night, competing tonight. This is one of those classes here, the modified naturally aspirated two-wheel drive. And I think that gentleman right there is definitely in the running for the Rock after his win last night.
Yeah, absolutely. 334.76 will put him right now in that spot here So things are going to get a little bit interesting here as we start to wind down this two-wheel drive class here tonight.
Yeah, if the class were to be over right now, Dan, it would be a tie between Matt Phelps and Luke Renner. So I think you got several more hooks yet to go in the class till we determine who wins it. But if it is a tie, we'll have to go off a total distance as the tiebreaker to find out who wins the Rock. Of course, the Rock Award here at Rock Valley, the best overall in each particular class on the weekend.
All right, so about 5 left to go here in our two-wheel drive class. And we will see if we'll break up those two trucks right there, sitting 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah, Evan Minen getting ready to go over here on the tractor side. 3,200 RPM Super Field, the Midlife Crisis out of Rawlins, Wyoming. Wyoming represented here in the Super Field class. This is Evan Minen coming. Oh, doggone it. Thought he was going to get a John Deere up there in the mix. He pulls up short. We'll give you the official distance here in just a moment.
All right, earlier we saw over on the two-wheel drive side, we saw the Farmer's Daughter. Now it's time for the Farmer's Nightmare. The early model Ford on the starting line here. This is Josh O'Hensey out of Bennett, Nebraska, as he brings it to the start line here. Once again, our lead distance in two-wheel drive is 340.88. 340.88. Let's give a nice round of applause. Good run for the Farmer's Nightmare here tonight. Won't catch that Chevrolet, but a good run there for the old school Ford. And we'll see where that will put him in our lineup here tonight as we start to wind down this two-wheel drive class and the naturally aspirated trucks.
Titan, maker of Goodyear Farm Tires, one of our sponsors here this weekend and a sponsor of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. Farmers have a legacy built on hard work and a spirit of innovation. It's the same vision that's driven Titan to engineer farm tires for almost a century. Agricultural products in the Titan and Goodyear Farm Tire brands start with feedback that comes directly from the field. It's how Titan developed the innovative LSW low sidewall technology that's redefining expectations for ag tires around the world. Offering a full lineup of ag tires for a variety of equipment types, including tractors, combines, grain carts, and sprayers. For more info, go to TitanInternational.com. You can also stop down and see the folks at Titan at the Titan tent, just on the other side of the big screen there. Also the folks at Schaefer Oil and the folks at Whiffles Hybrids would love to chat with you as well. Go check them out. When you have time, you head down to the Outlaw Souvenir Trailer to get earplugs for the kids and pick up that 2025 souvenir program from the Outlaws.
So our distance for the Farmer's Nightmare, and Josh O'Hensey comes in at 298.47, 98 and 47, just outside of that top 5 here tonight as we roll along with our next two-wheeler.
Jacob Palama taking a rodeo ride down the track there, bucking and jumping all over the place. The Burning Binder out of Rock Rapids, Iowa.
All right, fans, so we make our way next to the state of Missouri as we've got the pit bull, and this is Dave Jeames out of Warsaw, Missouri. Now this truck number 3 last night, so also in contention for that rock as well. So let's see what he's got for us here tonight. All looking to go better than 340.88, 340 and 88, running wild. And Luke Renner, our current leader over on the two-wheel drive side. So all chasing Chevrolet. We got a bucket T. We see a lot of different variety in this class. And you are seeing it here tonight at Bucket T here in the two-wheel drives. Whoa! What do you think, fans? Did he do it here tonight? Great run for the Pitbull. Dave James out of the state of Missouri, the lone competitor here from the state of Missouri. Now 3:40.88, the mark to beat here. And he is going to be knocking on the door. Yeah, good run. 3:32.41, 3:32.41 will put him number 3. He did last night.
Yeah, over here on the Superfield side, Jacob Palama went 258.35, but he also lost 3 weights in the process. That is automatic disqualification. Any hanging weight that falls from the vehicle is a dangerous situation because that weight could be kicked up by the back tires, could hit somebody driving the sled, hit a track official, or somebody in the crowd for that matter. So your weights have to be secure. You lose the weight while you're pulling under the green flag, it is automatic disqualification. Here comes Adam Serve, Case, the Dark Knight. The old 1070 J.I. Case and Company trying to get it done here. Comes out of Clarkson, Nebraska. Adam Serve.
So fans, that'll bring us up here to the Mean Farmer next up in two-wheel drive as we got Loy Warman out of North Bend, Nebraska. Now this was our number 5 truck last night. Now take a look where he spotted the sled, fans. He's going way over here on the right side. Gonna roll the dice. We've only got a couple trucks left to go here. So he says, hey, let's try it over on the right side. Nobody's been this far over. Now, of course, every competitor has an option where you put that sled on the starting line. You can put it anywhere you want between those white lines. And Mr. Lorman says, hey, we're going to go over here on the right side, see how that works out here tonight. So all chasing the running wild. Luke Redder at 340.8, current leader. Looks to improve on last night's second place finish. And we've still got just a couple left to go here as we fill out the naturally aspirated two-wheelers. All right, the Mean Farmer, fans, let's give him a nice round of applause. North Bend, Nebraska. Yep. Quite got that distance he needs there. 3:09.87 is what they tell us. And 87 will be the distance.
Over here on the Superfield side, Adam Serve, the Dark Knight Case, pulled out to 280.69. Puts him in the number 6 spot for right now. With one tractor to go. Roman Scheffler, the Silver Creek Special out of Hancock, Iowa. Going to be the last 3,200 RPM Superfield tractor.
So it looks like that run there for Loy Warman. Mean Farmer will put him in that number 5 spot right now. 3:09.87, 3:09.87. That's where he finished up last night. So 2 left to go. We've got the Torch and Twisted truck, and then Mama's Nightmare will be our final truck here in two-wheel drive. And then we will move on into the light limited Pro Stock tractors.
You have just a few of those on that track, Dan.
Yeah, I think we've got a whopping 23 here tonight. 23 of the light limited pros ready to come at you. Very competitive class.
Here we go, John Deere, folks. It's your last shot here in Superfield. Roman Scheffler, Hancock, Iowa, the Silver Creek Special.
All right, fans, here we go. Torch Twisted over on the two-wheel drive side. Dustin Van Beek, our second truck out of Rock Valley here tonight. All right, we're going to need you hometown fans to cheer them on. Let's see if we can get them in the winner's circle here tonight. Torch and Twisted.
Yeah, interesting story on the paint job of this truck, Dan. We'll talk about it after the run here.
Whoa, he got those wheels up, fans. Good run for the Torch and Twisted here tonight. And Ron, looked like a lot of patina on that paint job right there.
Yeah, that truck and its stablemate, the Van Beeks, have two of those trucks. They were on their way to a pull a few years ago in Humboldt, Iowa. And just before they got to the event, folks said, your trailer is on fire. Both trucks burned up inside the trailer. One truck they redid, but this truck they decided to just clear coat what the fire had created there on the body of that old classic pickup. And they changed the name to the Torched and Twisted. I think that one used to be called Twisted Sister.
So the patina on it is real then. That's pretty cool.
Great to see that they got both trucks back in action. Honestly, that would be terrible to see, watch both your prides and joys go down the tubes like that inside the trailer on your way to a pull. So in the modified two-wheel drive class, getting down to the last truck or two here, and we're going to announce the Rock Award winner for the week here right after this class is complete. Steffes Auctions, your local auction expert since 1960. If you're planning to sell land, real estate, excess equipment, or other assets, book your 2025 auction with your local auction experts. Find out how at steffesgroup.com.
All right, so looks like 325.62 distance for Dustin Van Beek with Torch and Twisted. And that will put him in that number 4 spot here. 1 to go as we bring in Mama's Nightmare. And that'll be Allie Warman, North Bend, Nebraska. Our final truck here in naturally aspirated two-wheel drives. So all chasing Luke Renner and that Running Wild early play at 340.88. So doing some calculations up here, fans. We do have a tie right now. We got to run that one more truck, but right now we do have a tie for the Rock here in the naturally aspirated two-wheel drive class, and they will sort that out there with total distance between those two trucks. So just going to make sure that Allie's lined up nice and square to the front of the sled here before they turn her loose here tonight. Now looks like going to work that left of center out there on the track. We've kind of seen him work pretty much all over this track here tonight, this two-wheel drive class. These two-wheelers will run a 30-inch drawbar, pretty much the highest we will see in action here tonight. Of course, that gives you those wheel stands. They make their way down the track. Have to have that weight set just about perfect. We saw that on the Running Wild there. Luke Renner, early class. He'll get that front end up around 10 to 12 inches off the ground as we get ready to go here. Allie Warman, Mama's Nightmare. Kind of chugging her way down the track here tonight, Mama's Nightmare. Let's give her a nice round of applause, fans. Allie Warman, our final truck here in the two-wheel drive, naturally aspirated class.
The 3,200 RPM Superfield class is complete. Your top 5 tractors in 3,200 RPM. Evan Minen and Midlife Crisis comes in 5th. In the number 4 spot, Casey Asmus and the Deer Cruiser. Your number 3 tractor is the Midnight Rider, driven by Joseph Meyer. Your runner-up in 2nd, Gary Kavanaugh on Red Edge 2. And your number one tractor tonight in Superfield, David Peterson, like father, like son, out of Arlington, Nebraska. Folks, give a round of applause to your 3,200 RPM Superfield class.
So the pull distance for the Mama's Nightmare tonight, 308 and 66. 308 and 66. So we know one thing for sure, Luke Renner going to be our winner here tonight, the Runnin' Wild Chevrolet. Take a look at our leaderboard down there at the end of the track. We'll get our top 5 sorted out here. And, of course, we will have our first rock presentation of the weekend as we'll get that sorted out as well.
All right, want to mention some local sponsors. Big thanks to all the sponsors of this event in 2025. A lot of repeat sponsors from years past. We sure appreciate you. Could not put this event on without the great sponsors of Thunder in the Valley. Official sponsors of this event, A&I Products, Advanced Ag Products, AgriVision Equipment Group, B&B Gates and Supply, Case IH Agriculture, City of Rock Valley, Dale and Mary Palama, D&K Repair, your eco-tuning dealer, Organics Midwest, Iowa, Cutter Supply, Premier Bank, Rock Valley Tractor Parts, Terry's Repair, Down and Country Implement, Valley Industrial Powder Coating, Van Z Enterprises, and Ziegler Equipment.
Efficiency, flowing smoothly. Find yours with the Case IH Axial Flow.
All right, Rock Valley, I'm down here with your first winner of the night, David Peterson, like father, like son, 3,200 RPM Superfield. Hey, you got to win in Rock Valley. Tell us how it feels.
It feels good. I've always wanted to win at a big pull like this, and I'm really excited to be here.
Looks like you've got the whole crew up here with us. Tell us who's joining us here tonight.
I have my wonderful daughter, Claire, my beautiful wife, Brittany, my father, Lee, and our right-hand man, Marty.
Hey, pulling's a family sport. You can't do it without him. Congratulations on your win. Who else do you need to thank for standing up here this evening?
The main people I need to thank are standing right here with me, but for those that couldn't be here, thank you very much for always supporting us and letting us go do what we love.
Hey, thank you very much. All right, folks, David Peterson, like father, like son, 3,200 RPM Superfield winner. He's leading for the Rock. We'll see what he can do tomorrow night. Back to you, Dan and Ron.
All right, so it looks like our top 5 here in our naturally aspirated two-wheel drives here tonight. Finishing up in that number 5 spot was the Midnight Mistress, and Mitch Tomka, he'll finish in that number 5 spot. Number 4 will go to Dustin Van Beek, Torch and Twisted here tonight. Number 3 spot will go to the Pitbull and David Jeems. Number 2 spot will be the Dirt and Matt Phelps. And then, of course, our winner here tonight, the Runnin' Wild and the Luke Renner. Well, fans, let's give all our naturally aspirated two-wheel drive competitors a nice round of applause. And, of course, the Rock will be presented tonight to Luke Renner with the Runnin' Wild, as he will pick the Rock here by approximately 4 feet. Is separated first and second, so can't get any closer to that. You have a tie situation. They went to all distance, and he came away with 4 feet difference here. I'll tell you, Ron, that's just our first one of the night. We got more to go.
More to go, brother. 4 of those to be given away tonight. As far as the Rock Award goes, we're getting ready to get loud and nasty here. 7,400-pound modified tractors brought to you by Van Z Enterprises here in Rock Valley. Also, big thanks to Terry's Repair, sponsor of the modified two-wheel drive class, and B&B Gates and Supply, sponsor of the 3,200 RPM Superfield class. All right, folks, I know it's a little late, but if you need ear protection, this would be a good time to go get it. If you got it in your pocket, get it out. You're going to need it. We're going to have the loudest class of the night starting right now. 13 modified tractors. Starting it off with Donald Nelson out of Cat Spring, Texas, the newest mod out of the Bullwhip Motorsports camp. Debuted this tractor without paint in October last season down in Lufkin, Texas. Tractor right now sits in number 2 spot, in the number 2 spot in the points. Donald Nelson, Cat Spring, Texas, the Bullbuster. Rock Valley, Iowa, make some noise. Donald Nelson bringing the smoke from Cat Spring, Texas. A lot of liquid on the track on the right side of that right engine. As he was burning it in, something broke loose there. Hopefully just a fuel line or something. Hopefully that's not oil from within the crankcase there. That would not be a good sign. 342.81 feet. 342.81.
All right. Mike Idle.
All right, fans, down here again with another winner. This time we're going to be talking to Luke Renner. Luke, you not only won the session on the evening, but you're walking away with the beautiful Rock Award. You know, you had a points championship last year. You're running out of things for your bucket list. Tell us about how you got it done tonight.
Just went from point A to point B in a great track here. Truck ran really good, I guess.
That Running Wild is one mean, naturally aspirated two-wheel drive truck. Who do you need to thank for standing up here tonight?
Oh, I need to thank everybody putting the show on. It's one of the best in the Midwest. All the Outlaw crew for having such a great organization. My parents here, my wife and 2 kids who are at home watching, and all of our family back home watching, and all the spectators.
All right, well said. Takes a village to go pulling, takes a family to go pulling. Rock Valley, how about a big round of applause? Luke Renner, he won tonight, and he is your first Rock winner on the weekend.
All right, Ron Stone, looks like we got quite a bit of oil down there on the track there, Don Nelson, and looks like hopefully nothing too serious, but you see that amount of oil.
I was being optimistic and saying hopefully that was a fuel line. I saw the liquid spraying, but then you see the oil dry come out, and there's a lot right underneath where one of the engines would have been on that tractor. So it may have been a catastrophic run for the Bullbuster.
All right, here we go, fans. Mark Van right here in Rock Valley. Get us rolling. Limited Light Pros. All right, so decision time. The John Deere 7810, Mark Van Manen from right here in Rock Valley will get us started here as our test puller. 8,500 pounds maximum weight of these tractors. Stocks.
The Light Limited Pro class brought to you by Advanced Ag Products, sponsor here locally in Rock Valley, Iowa. Sponsor of the Light Limited Pro stock class. Ag Protect One Insurance is excited to be a sponsor of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association this season, offering specialty insurance products for motorsports, auto, rain insurance, and prize packages. AP1 prides themselves on offering the best resources for their clients throughout the Midwest, guarding their investments and toys. With the ever-changing markets, AgProtect One can help you find the best products for your needs. Visit agprotect1.com for more information. That's agprotect1.com for more information. AgProtect One Insurance, real coverage, real protection, no surprises.
All right, so good run there for Mark Van Manen as he's going to take that run at 3:09 and 27. So our first hook here in the Light Limited Pro Stock class, 8,500 pound class here. So 3:09 and 27 will get us started. As that was his option as the test puller, and he says, hey, we think that could be good enough here to win here tonight. But we've got a big field, 22 coming after him here tonight.
Next puller coming up on the modified tractor side, I hear our friends from the Bluegrass State building a fire in one of those big Hemis, the Kentuckian, coming up next.
Yeah, nestled right along the Ohio River, just south of the Cincinnati area. Of course, a guy that needs no pulling, as we see Wayne Sullivan making his way out on the track here with that Kentuckian.
Wayne Sullivan comes out of Warsaw, Kentucky. We're going to go light limited pro pulling first, though. John Deere fans, how many John Deere fans we got in the house tonight? Here comes Keith Keyshaw, the die-hard Deere.
All right, then, so that Ravenna, Nebraska, Keith Keyshaw makes a really good run here early on in our light limited pro class, so we go back to the modifieds.
As soon as that track is clear, the 300-foot flagman will throw the green. The 100-foot flagman will follow. Here comes Wayne Sullivan, Warsaw, Kentucky, the Kentuckian. Good run. Actually heard the engines come down just a little bit. Could have used a little lower gear, I think, to get that sled rolling a little faster. It's all about momentum and torque at the big end up there. He just didn't have the momentum he needed to get past Donald Nelson's bullbuster.
Well, Ron, one thing for sure, taking some power here tonight. You're going to win this class. You're going to need some horsepower.
329.22, 329.22 for Wayne Sullivan and the Kentuckian.
All right, fans, over on the tractor side, we got this is a 318.47. New leader as the die-hard here in Keith Keyshaw will keep that number one spot out of the Ravenna, Nebraska, 318.47. As we'll have the Forever Red Matt up next. He'll be followed by the Rascal and John Wycamp. Next couple tractors coming up here.
Keith Hannigan looking down the track at green flag, Forever Red.
All right, fans. Matt Hannigan, Forever Red out of Dunlop, Iowa. Early on here in our light limited pro class here tonight. Excellent class of competition. As we said, signed in here tonight.
We are bringing the legends out tonight, Danny. We just saw Wayne Sullivan. We saw Donald Nelson. Now here comes another one. Wayne Longnecker out of Cambridge, Iowa, the River Rat. Got to beat 342.81. Now, Dan, we talked about this earlier when we were doing our picks on the live show. And folks weren't betting in the right places, I don't think. They were counting this tractor out. You do not count this man and his machine out at a bull in his home state of this size of Thunder in the Valley. You better believe that Wayne Longnecker has brought every gun to bear here, and he will do whatever it takes to get past that leader flag down there and win this class. Rolls the slack out of the chain. Waiting on the green flag, Wayne Longnecker, Cambridge, Iowa, the River Rat. 291.58, 291.58 feet.
All right, fans, so back over on the tractor side, we got the distance for Matt Hannigan's Forever Red at 3:13.27. We'll currently put him in that number 2 spot. We'll stay red here, as we'll have the Red Rascal out of Inwood, Iowa, up next here, and this will be John Watkamp as he'll back in next. Over on the light limited pro stock side, once again 8,500 pounds maximum weight of these tractors. They'll run 470 cubic inches, 3-inch turbo, 3 inches on the inlet side. They'll use well, and they'll run that 24.5-inch wide rear tire, so popular in these single charger classes. So here we go, the Red Rascal, hook number 4 here. Yeah, Rock Valley Tracks claims another victim right there, fans. As John Whitecamp, that Red Rascal, going to come up a little bit short. It's going to take some power to get down here tonight. And once again, hats off to the track crew here at Rock Valley for building just an exceptional power track here. So 289 and 49. The distance here, 289.49 for the Red Rascal and John Whitecamp. So Keith Keeshall, our current leader with the Die Hard Deer at 318.47. We got Matt Hannigan, number 2, with Forever Red at 313 and 27.
Craig Ulmer coming up next on the Outlaw Sled in the modified tractor division. 3 supercharged Chevrolet engines injected on VP methanol. Now the rule in this class, as far as V8 supercharged engines, you can run 2 Hemis with the large 1471 superchargers, or you can run 3 wedge motors, non-Hemis, with the smaller 871 superchargers. All big block Chevrolets. Let's go back a few years. Kurt and Craig Ulmer, and now Ty Ulmer, 3 generations pulling this tractor. Craig driving tonight. They won Outlaw Points titles in 2011, 2015, 16, 17, and 18. Also in 21 and 22. These guys know how to get it done, and they will beat on these big block Chevrolets like you would not believe. They will show no mercy when he drops the hammer on these Chevys. Got to beat 342.81 to get past Donald Nelson and the Bullbuster. Donald laid down an excellent pass. Going to take a perfect one to get past him. Craig Ulmer, Larchwood, Iowa, Sweet Pain. Got to beat 342.81. He goes 332.97. 332.97. Good enough for the number 2 spot at this point.
right, fans. That was here the Fawn Tractor. Denny Grody here tonight, Dunlop, Iowa, making his first run of the season out there in the limited light pro stock class.
Yeah, the Ulmer tractor pulled in to number 2, the Sweet Pain tractor. He was going 36 miles an hour. That may not seem like much if you're from the drag racing world. When you're pulling a sled that bears about 30,000, and I know I counted at least 20,000 of weight just in the box alone, trying to pull 50,000 plus pounds of weight from a dead stop on dirt to go 36 miles an hour, that's getting some horsepower to the ground.
Yeah, interesting to note on the Ulmer run, too, went off to that left side of the track, so trying something a little bit different out there.
Yeah, if you look out there, this guy's out there right now in between each run, out there poking and prodding around on that track, trying to find the best line. As we bring out the first helicopter power plant powered machine. Case and Pet, Shadow Milford, Nebraska. Twin T-55 helicopter turbine. These are out of a Chinook helicopter.